You know, nice. Michael.
7 o'clock.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which stands one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing while we recognize those who have passed since our last meeting. Diane Marie Grable. Rosemary Osborne. Roll call. Mike.
Here.
Joe.
Here.
Donnie. Here. Bill.
Here.
We have a full board tonight at tonight's meeting. Fire exits are right here. If there's an emergency in the building, we'll go down the fire escape. The fire's not here yet, no. Not gonna be for,
I guess in the.
He might have been confused by the date change.
but. Correspondence. So I guess what we can do is go right to any petitioners that want to discuss. Just come up to the podium and state your name and your concern for the town and.
Excuse me.
Hello, everybody.
Hello,
Hello.
Billy.
I'm Stephen Schwartz from Cohasset. And I was involved in creating and passing on the petition, which I believe you may have seen that Stanley, Stanley, Messina took to the
Believe he gave it,
planning board meeting, yeah.
he gave it to the building department and the
Right.
planning board, they're all in receipt of it.
And Stanley was going to bring this copy of his supporting documents, supporting letter, I guess it was, about everything to the meeting today. But unfortunately, his daughter is very ill with stage 3 cancer. He had to leave and run to her home near Rochester. Where exactly is that? Canandaigua, yeah. So I assured him I would bring in his copy and read it to you, so he can give you this copy that he had handwritten, so you can enter it into the record.
Sure.
And give you a supporting copy of my own, this page that Patty and I have put together also. So that's basically it. If you'd like me to read off this document.
Yeah, if you want to, yeah.
Now this, because he had it photocopied by somebody at the bank or someplace, they cut the top off and he tried to write it in. It's a little hard for me to read, but I think you'll be able to see it. Formerly Indian Valley Inn petition to deny variance property in the corner of Clay Hill and 209. At last zoning board meeting, Shane Bartholomew was part of proposal for new building at Indian Valley Inn site. Said the new building is to go to 18 flats or lofts, whatever you call them. 18 is still 18. What size are these flats? Is the building going to be the same length and width and square footage? Is the building now going to be longer or wider? How much land of the 8/10 of an acre is building going to cover? Now, if 2 stories, is it going to cover more land, leaving less for parking? I don't know how you can have only 28 parking spots as proposed at the open zoning board meeting. If a husband and wife or 2 people both have a car, 18 places equals 36 parking spaces, leaving 8 cars on the side of the road. You would also have to create visitor parking spaces. You're not going to tell people that live there that they can't have visitors. At least another 6 spots or another 6 cars on the side of the road. There would also have to be a driveway in and out and go around in the parking lot to access it, a circle more than 2 cars wide for traffic going around parking lot. Also, where driveway is proposed is on a sharp turn with a telephone pole there, creating a blind spot. The property is too small for all of this. Just because you don't have walls for bedrooms in these flats doesn't mean someone can't put 2 sets of bunk beds and a bed or fold-out couch in them, which would now make 6 people times 18 spaces and possibly 108 people living there. If you get 4 or even 6 college students from New Paltz or Ulster College waiting to live off campus, 4 girls or 4 guys, so they could save money over what colleges charge, you would have 4 parking spaces needed for each flat. A person or couple move in with a teenager, and soon that teenager is driving, or a husband and wife move in with 1 child. It doesn't mean they can't have more children. The places that were there before never totaled 11 as zoned for, maybe 8 at most, of which 5 were 1-room efficiency rooms, not bedrooms. That's what they were called. I would ask the town to send 2 people from town board, 2 from the zoning board, and 2 from the planning board to take a field trip and look at the site. Take a look at the sharp turn with the telephone pole, the road where school buses come out, size of property and other things. Flats don't mean less people or parking. Who knows who will just throw down a mat or mattress on the floor, hold out couches, futon, or what have you. Terry Hobb, town supervisor, said they bought it, so they have to clean up the site. If they get the variance they want or not. So I would hope this would have no influence on any board's decision. It's their job to research what they buy at a tax auction. I heard Shane Bartholomew say at the zoning meeting, he's been a landlord 20 years. Well, I don't know him. He's not from here. I don't know if he's had housing violations in the past. I was also told if my house were to burn down or I was to tear it down, I couldn't turn or relocate the house. It would have to be rebuilt on same footprint. Everyone should have the same rules. Stanley Messina.
You have one also?
Pardon?
You can read yours also, please?
Yeah, I can give you this.
Sure, Jackie.
So this is the one he gave to me for you. Like I said, didn't have time to have anybody type it up. We'll apologize. This is an emergency that we thought it was something we didn't anticipate. And now I've written you a little go ahead from my side of this because I've been encouraging him in this for a while. And because all of us as neighbors in that district have been very concerned about this, and none of us have been happy about the Indian Valley Inn decline in the first place. But here we go. Stephen and Patricia Schwartz, June 23rd. The Lakeville Road's my address, and I'm sure you have this address from previous documents. I'm here at today's town board meeting to deliver the copy of my neighbor Stanley Messina's letter to the board addressing our community concerns regarding proposed installation of a new building of 18 occupancy flats on the old Indian Valley Inn site at the corner of Lakeville Road and Route 209, Fair Hudson, New York. I would like to add my family's voice to express our concerns about the proposal to those written by Mr. Messina. In conversations with some police members, including a retired state police officer who spoke to Stan, it was confirmed that modification of the property as proposed could well be in violation of legal code requirements for installation of fire lane to ensure proper access in case of emergency. The police are essentially echoing our concerns with regard to viable safety planning for the community. We urge the town planning board members and town board members to examine the site with regard to both safety concerns and legal code requirements before deciding on any approval for this proposal. Thank you very much, Stephen P. Schwartz and Patricia Schwartz. I'll give you this. Now, we have all been very concerned about this because frankly, we've been upset with the situation since, I would say, since before the Indian Valley Inn closed, just because the school is right there within walking distance of 209, the traffic light, and the parking areas there that have changed because of the closing and tearing down of the building from Aversano's on the left of it. I don't know how familiar you are with the corner, but we've all watched it deteriorate and get more and more scary to think of kids leaving the school, walking out, crossing 209 at that point because there's a traffic light, but not being able to be seen by vehicles coming around the curve. I had close calls there, even with the red light, pulling out in the green light and having somebody come flying around and not see it. This is just gonna make it worse with more congestion and more of us wondering. That little bit of acreage is just barely enough for us to consider to be reasonable parking for that many people, let alone to put up the building. And it's been a nightmare for well over 30 years now. To negotiate that curve, I'm worried about the accidents that have happened there and more accidents that could happen there, especially with school buses and children and people that live there walking on foot through the 209 crossing over. I'm worried about when is somebody going to seriously get hurt instead of just have a close call or get minor injured. It's a bad situation without this. We see this coming and it makes it look immeasurably worse. We would invite you and beg you to please take time to get together with the other boards, and before anybody acts on this, investigate whether there are code violations in here because they aren't looking to look at the needs for proper, not just parking, but ability to navigate in and out of the parking. And or just the safety of the community.
Very well said. We give these to the planning board attorney, to the planning board members, to the planner, planning, company that works with it. And the zoning board, it's in front of the zoning board. I think you and your wife were there for the public hearing for the zoning. Is that accurate?
Pardon me,
Were you there at?
No, we weren't. We've been wrapped up with other
Okay.
concerns, but we've been keeping in touch with
So there's
Stanley.
been
I believe Stanley was there.
Yeah, I was there also. I saw Stanley there. It was probably 20-25 people there.
Mhm.
And so that right now it's in the hands of the zoning board and they're dealing with the Merrill areas who are engineers for the planning board. Looking at the history of the property and looking at concerns that Stanley has come in numerous times, which is fine. And accepting all the different petitions and information that being given to us, and tonight's an example of that, and thank you for doing that. And Jackie will keep that as a record and be sharing it with the planning board and the zoning board.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Do you have anything else you want to offer? Okay, well,
Thanks for coming in.
Did you used to, coach Little League in Indian Valley?
yes, I did, as a matter of fact.
His son Joe, I
My
think.
son Joe, yes, my son Joe, Bill is Joe Schwartz and.
My daughter, was on the team. Oh.
And
that
my
was a long time ago.
grandson.
You sell, was it dog food?
Yes, I had a printing business back when I ran for supervisor. I got the, how many years ago did I run for town supervisor? You wouldn't recognize my picture. I still got the poster there. It doesn't look like me. I think it was 86 or something like that, but, yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
And,
Well, it's nice to meet you.
You don't look any older.
wait a second.
Oh, bless you.
I got something in here, I'll show you. It's my lifetime fiscal term from 1976, that's what I look like, back then I had.
Oh, wow.
I look like you, I had.
Wow. That's good.
I carry this around as my ID.
You look the same. You should stop dyeing your hair, you should stop dyeing your hair one year. That's gonna take me, if I dye my hair this color.
Okay. But, yeah, I keep the old pictures around because I've got no memory anymore, I don't remember what I look like.
Thank you, Mr.
Well, thank you very much for
Coming in.
considering it, and I surely hope we can do something, even if this is closed out and they don't get to be able to do what they're talking about there.
We were looking at 18 is what they were looking at. And then it was
We were
question
certainly-
11, then it was question
I know,
3.
we don't think any of them should be there, frankly, with that corner, but like I said before, and I'll say it again. We would appreciate it even if they don't do anything and this is closed out on them because of code violations or things like that, because the suggestion I made that they're gonna have to have things like modifications from the town to have a fire lane, things like that. Even if that stops them, we would still simply love to have town pressure be applied towards getting that place, that whole thing reorganized, and that corner with that blind turn coming into the light, so dangerous. There's got to be, and the brush and the trees that have been allowed to overgrow so that you can't see around there. That little section between the curve right past that going up Clay Hill Road towards our house, where the bush has become trees right out onto the road. You can't get around it there. You have no idea how many close calls there are right there. And I'm not complaining about these people and their possible zoning violation or anything else. I'm complaining about the fact that for years, all of us in the neighborhood have been complaining that we need some improvement there for safety, especially with all those kids being exposed because the school is right there. And I would love to have you pressure the people in charge on the state level and the county level, the highway department, to see what can be done to make it safer.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
Thank you, Victor.
thank you. folks.
Jenny.
Good night.
Good night.
Have a good night.
There is no budget mods, right?
Make a motion.
And we're to approve bills as noted, 3 signatures,
So moved.
I'll second it.
Bill and Joe, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion's carried. Now board to approve the assessor's report for April 25, the building department, the justice court, the highway department, the town clerk's report, the dog control officer's report, the maintenance report.
No dog control.
No dog control.
No dog control, that's number 8.
No maintenance.
Yeah.
And no rec.
So, okay, so we have
3 through 7 so far.
3 through 7, correct?
And number 11.
And number 11.
And number 11.
So moved.
Bill makes that motion.
I'll second it.
Mike seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
For 12, town board authorized an extension of 3 months per the town of Wawarsing's memorandum of agreement with Michael Wells starting July 1st, 2005.
So moved.
Second.
Who made them first?
Joe
Joe
made the
and
motion.
Mike,
I second it.
all in favor?
Aye.
Michael Will. He is general.
Water and sewer.
It was the, oh, okay.
Works with
Place
the
well.
town, works with the town of Thompson.
Yeah.
13, town board to approve the payment of ESC Environmental in Glenville for the purchasing of chemicals for the Navanac sewer plant in the amount of $4,115. Joe?
So moved.
I'll second, just quick discussion, these are standard chemicals, the top 2 most used chemicals for the plant, bisulfate chlorine.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 14, town board to approve Michelle Minolfi, Tanya Solstrom, and Carla Garcia Santos to attend a New York State AMCC Court Clerk Magistrates Association 2025 Annual Conference, September 28th through Wednesday, October 1st at the Albany Desmond Hotel, Albany, with an estimated cost of $2,701.
So moved.
Seconded.
Bill makes the motion, Joe seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. 15, town board to approve the town of Wawarsing Planning Board's request that the applicant for Makana Trust project on Synagogue Road post a performance bond for the current phase of construction in the amount of $2,849,219.18 and deposit the sum of $142,460.96 in escrow to cover the cost of the mandated inspections. Such bond, when posted, to be reviewed and approved by the Wawarsing Planning Board and the Wawarsing Town Board after consultation with their respective legal counsel.
So moved.
I'll second it.
Mike makes a motion, Joe seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Number 16, town board to approve the town of Wawarsing Planning Board's request for review and approval for the Makana Trust project current phase conservation easement, which has already been reviewed and approved by the Wawarsing Planning Board and the respective legal counsel.
So moved.
Second.
That's Johnny and Mike, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried. Town board to approve the hiring of the following staff members for Camp Salongo program. This is per the recommendation of the Recreation Hiring Department Committee. That'll be Malik Barrett, Maxwell Kinsey, and then we also have Alaya Hayner.
So moved.
Second. There you go. Okay, so Bill makes a motion, Johnny seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried.
You want to do
Yeah,
the nurses or whatever.
so we have another motion to hire part-time camp nurses. Rihanna Williams and Jessica Morales, $25 per hour, they're splitting at 40 hours.
So
Second. Any questions? Bill makes a motion, Johnny seconds it, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion is carried. Motion to approve CPR training, Save a Life training and CPR, Summit Aviation, New York. Total cost is $1,075. That's for 8 participants. So moved.
There's a discount.
There is a discount.
Yes.
So the final cost is $850, right?
Thank
you.
I'll second it.
So that was Johnny and Joe. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion's carried. That was completed, this point. No highway superintendent, but Bill,
The new trash receptacles are complete for Burnrow Park and the trail at Burnrow Park. At Lippman Park, the new pressure tanks were installed. Joe and I were there with Hornbeck's Plumbing and Heating there and through the process, and they're in and working. We won't be able to tell if that solves the issue until we have a group of people there, some type of event. But
the Mike, New York State Interscholastic, when are they coming, Jackie? They already were here. Are they coming twice or just once?
So far, just once. They haven't booked anything else yet.
Alright,
both pools are operational. Thank God for that.
They open very soon too, right? 6/28.
Saturday, this Saturday, it's available for the Bronx. Bronx Bulls this Saturday.
We received approval for 2 AEDs. One for the camp and one for youth football.
Congrats. Thanks.
And the airport project is complete. And we're still waiting for the flight school project to begin. That was awarded back in June of 2024. Still hasn't started. That's it.
All right, Johnny Frost.
The Parks and Trails Commission, meets this Thursday morning at 8 AM. There are still 2 vacancies on that commission. If anyone is interested, looking for someone from the Village of Ellenville, as well as an individual from the town of Wawarsing, to join that commission to fill out that board. So if you are interested, reach out to me, come see Jackie to fill out an application in person, or stop by that meeting Thursday morning at 8 AM. You can check them out. Bill got the pools. It's gonna be hot for the next couple of days, but hopefully some of the rain will hold out over the weekend. But Crompton opened 6/28, Ellenville opened on the 30th. The Crompton pool will be open on the 4th of July, but Ellenville will be closed on the 4th of July. In terms of IT services, we are still in the thick of training for the new town website. That training ends for us internally on the 30th. Any changes or issues that we find with the website in that time are due by July 3rd. barring no major changes, we're still planning our launch for July 10th. And that's it for me.
Thanks, Johnny.
Joe?
Active construction is complete at the Port Bend extension. Each of the three contractors have a small punch list, yeah, that's a great milestone for us.
Is that road paved or no?
Road is not paved. Where the bridge used to be or is, that loop, that half of the loop was paved, I believe. It was down last week, I couldn't get too close, I don't know where they left off. Elks Lodge created a mailbox dedicated for recycling flags. It is a giant flag looking mailbox. It's underneath their deck, so if anyone has any flags that need to be, have seen better days, we're not sure what to do with, you can just put it in their box, they'll take care of it from there. I think that's a great addition for our community to have, especially since the American Legion.
Yeah, that's where I used to.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. Oh, it is? Oh,
Yeah.
I believe so.
awesome. Terry, do you want to talk about, what you're talking about the July, resource recovery during the workshop? Leave that for you.
To resource recovery?
They're doing the regional workshop, not workshops, but talking about, their purpose to each community or one of the locations. I figured leave that for you.
You could talk, and if I want to talk about, add to it.
July 22nd, the Ulster County Resource Recovery Agency will be in Ellenville, one of 6 sites, which I wish Chris from the paper was here to really bring that point home, so people don't freak out thinking it's some type of, update on landfills. It's really an update on the entity of the Resource Recovery Agency. Again, we're one of 6 locations that are happening throughout the whole county. Details to follow on that from Mark Reiner and his team, but I want everybody to know that because I wanted to get out ahead of it before somebody catches wind or talk about headlines and journalism. Tops opening, I thought was phenomenal. It's quite the family Tops has, internally. It's great to see their growth and, it was very interesting to see a supermarket grand opening. The people lined up excited, families, kids, dogs, weather was perfect. So great day for our area. Reminder, tomorrow's primary day, from 6 a.m. to 9 p.m. All of your usual locations, except the Napanock Senior Center, you need to go to the firehouse. And the cooling center is 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. today through Thursday.
At Trudy Resident Park.
At Trudy Farm Day. At the Trudy Farm Restaurant. That's all I have.
Mike?
Okay, now, he spoke about the cooling center, so I won't talk about that. A lot of stuff coming up with, emergency services as far as fire departments go, but we'll talk about that next month as we get closer to the parades that are coming to town. Elmo Rescue has been asking, for me to bring it up at the meeting. They have openings for EMTs and paramedics. They are short on help. These are paid positions. You can stop by the rescue squad and pick up an application. As far as building department goes, we're in a full swing right now. Permits coming in, a lot of permits came in this past month, 45 inspections, 18 COs. Pat Wadinsky's already hit the ground running with doing fire inspections and setting up the appointments for more. Corey's in his 2nd round of classes, moving up to be a code enforcement officer. So right now, John's pretty much doing most of the work out of the office. I just want to thank him. I also want to thank the 2 ladies in the office that are really helping out and doing a lot of paperwork and a lot of settling while the 2 new employees get up to speed. I just got word that the highway department's doing some blacktop tomorrow, and it's very hot, 100+ degree weather. Good luck to you guys out there. Thanks, Dave. Try to stay cool tomorrow if you can. Tax assessor report was out in our list of reports. Grievance day was held on May 27th. There were 3 corrections, 28 grievances filed this year. Most were submitted by a company representing the property owners. 3 grievances were filed by large commercial properties, doesn't list what they were, but another large commercial entity filed grievances for all 3 of their properties. Also, there's a job opening still available in that office for a data collector field service worker. There's been very, very little response. Renee has sent it up to the Ulster County Assessor's Office and see if they can post it there to get somebody to fight to maybe come down for an interview. We really need somebody in that position. We don't have anybody there now. And a lot of stuff is getting backed up in the office. So if you know anybody looking for a job, it is a civil service job. Please stop in, grab an application. It's a great job. And that's all I have.
Do you think the salary is a factor or?
It hasn't really been determined.
Do those, building department positions, salary issues, or no?
We can do that too. Yeah, I thought you were gonna bring it up because the numbers are talking about.
I can do it.
Okay,
You finished, Mike?
that's it.
All right, to my point, we're need a motion to salary adjustment for Mary Hamel. $20.50 is what we decided, right?
I'll make that motion.
Second,
Mike and Bill, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion's carried, and Barbara Doolittle from,
Effective when?
starting next Thursday.
Yeah, next week.
Yeah, the pay week. Starting at the beginning of next week.
That'll be next.
And additionally, in the building department, Barbara Doolittle. Number would be $22.50, I
Yep.
believe.
so move.
Second,
So, so that's Bill and Mike, all in favor?
aye.
Wanna express the additional type of, or the assignment of different duties and.
Yeah, I can. Now we're 3 people in that office. Fire inspections, which we were doing minimal amount of, now we're doing this full-time, part-time position, but more are getting done. Those reports are coming in. Being split between the 2 ladies in the office. Short-term rentals is a big thing. There's a lot more paperwork and, applications coming in. Those need to be processed. Corey will be bringing his reports in as a, code official. His reports will be coming in, and John's reports right now will go into them also, so their work, and Patrick's, yes. Their workload has definitely increased.
And we have a fire and safety officer. who's
Right.
actually-
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
That's very good. Yeah,
Along with the everyday work and planning board.
alrighty, and, so to that point of the building department, I think it's pretty much operating better than I've seen it since I may have started as board.
Very, very smooth, very proud of them. Very happy.
What a while ago.
Very happy that the department is done.
Alright, so that's good for the building department and good for the public, to be out there and do these inspections of the properties and camps and everything, applicants and making improvements to the properties. That's it.
There's a lot of big projects going on too, a lot of big ones on, that are slated, so
Yes.
it's gonna be a lot of detail. A lot of detail.
Yeah, actually, we have somewhat, it's not I have a meeting, actually this week, I have a meeting Wednesday about the Wawarsing Estates, which is over on 55 across from
Into,
Combined Energy. And that project could be 200 homes.
Yep.
200 unit, project that was probably looked at, actually developed to some extent about 10 or 12 years ago. And now they've come back, the same owners, and we've had not public meetings, so we've had meetings about it and really, how they're going to go forward with that. Initially, it was listed as a senior housing, but now we're gonna have a conversation tomorrow about whether that designation partial or full or whatever, but we'll have more information on that after that meeting. Well, that's a pretty good thing, I mean, approximately 200 units of new housing would be fantastic.
definitely need to.
Fort Bend, for the DEP project has been done, it's completed. I talked to Alyssa from McMullen, and pretty much that is totally done. And there's a possibility, not saying it's gonna happen, but they're looking at Turkey Hill now, which the town board about 6, 7, 8 years ago suggested Turkey Hill. And also suggested Fort Bend, and as of last year, they decided to do Fort Bend, and it's done. And we may be doing Turkey Hill as well. There's even maybe some conversation about Carmel Drive. But nothing's a promise and nothing, it's just being looked into at this point.
That would be great. Yep.
So I'm sure the residents of that area would be very welcome to that. Tops Market, yes, they have been, from their management has been very, very accommodating, professional, right from their construction manager. Greg wrote to their president, Ron Ferry, who started there as a produce employee at 15 years old, but now he's the president. 152 stores. The regional manager, John Burns, has been fantastic from Cortland, and then Mike, Mitchie from this district. It's been great. Ezra Culver at the store is very accommodating. The front desk is very accommodating. If you have an item that maybe you bought at ShopRite, and they're not, offering that product or, maybe a product, but not the same exact brand or whatever, I've been advised and been very suggested to the people at the front desk, and they openly welcome that. You write down a little note, you give it to them, and they'll look into having that product sold in that store, because they literally want to, that's smart business move, but they really want to accommodate what's going on in the community, so.
They've already started their donating to the food pantry also
Yeah, they've been very, very, that's
with food. items.
the grand opening of it was, we ended up actually giving them approximately 20 different, groups of people, the Elks Club, Catholic Church, the Methodist Church, for the food pantries. 20 different outfits, for consideration for $1,000 grants. Some people got that, and some people got $500 grants, but they're reaching out to the community in a really nice way. And, again, if you have any questions about what you saw at ShopRite versus their store, they're more than open to listening and, providing that, because it benefits everyone. The 2 AEDs, sorry, Louis, advised me today, town board, that we have 2 AEDs basically paid by the county through grants from the emergency services coordinators. So I'm gonna use those at the pool for Hudson and the pool in Elm. So, let's see. And that's it for tonight. And, call for a motion.
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Mike and Joe, our favor,
Aye.
thank you.
Thank you.
Why stay cool? Why shall we watch this on channel 23? Stay cool.